It is Derby Day, and the title race is on a knife edge. Celtic captain Callum McGregor has sent a huge message to the fans ahead of today's clash with Rangers at Celtic Park. We've also got a bombshell injury update on one of the strikers, the manager dropping a hint about a player who could be about to make a big return, and a contract story that tells you a lot about the direction the club is heading. Let's get into it, but first make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. It is Derby Day at Celtic Park, and Callum McGregor has spoken directly to the supporters ahead of what is one of the biggest matches of the season. The message is simple. Celtic need the fans to be as loud and as passionate as they have been in the last few weeks, and the captain believes the atmosphere inside Celtic Park could be the difference. Hearts lead the title race with 9 points still to play for across the final 3 games. Celtic need a win today no matter what happens tonight when Hearts face Motherwell at Fir Park. Lose or draw, and Hearts could effectively seal the title midweek. There is absolutely no room for error. The Green Brigade are back in their section after being locked out of the January match against Rangers, and McGregor is banking on that added energy making itself felt from the first whistle. He told Celtic TV, "Hugely important as they always are. They're so important for this football club. You've seen it in the last few weeks. The temperature's just started to be lifted. The team are responding well. Like I said, it's a derby game against Rangers at home. We always want to give the maximum we can in that game. We want to be successful, so everybody has a part to play. The players will hopefully give them something to get off their seats about, and hopefully we can create that special atmosphere that will take us across the line." Celtic have not beaten Rangers in 90 minutes in any of the previous meetings this season. A 0-0 draw to start the campaign, a 3-1 loss at Ibrox, and a 2-2 draw make up the league record. They did knock Rangers out of the Scottish Cup after extra time and penalties, which keeps the belief alive. Today, that belief needs to translate into 3 points on the park. Now, for the main story, Ashvants Sara has confirmed his Celtic spell is over, and the news arrived in an emotional post on social media just hours before tonight's crucial Motherwell versus Hearts game. The Czech striker took to Instagram on Friday evening to reveal he will be going under the knife for a torn adductor injury. With his loan from Borussia Mönchengladbach running only until the end of the season, the surgery effectively brings the curtain down on his time at the club. Celtic fans have almost certainly seen the last of him in a green and white jersey. To his credit, Ashvants Sara handled the announcement with real dignity. He wrote, "Honestly, this is not how I imagined my season at Celtic coming to an end, and not the way I wanted it to finish. I know there weren't as many individual moments as I wanted, but whenever I stepped on the pitch, I always tried to help the team and give everything for the badge." He ended the message with a rallying cry for his former teammates, writing that he truly believes the team will finish the season the right way and bring home the double. There were moments to remember during his loan spell. He scored on his home debut against Falkirk and, most memorably, held his nerve to score the winning penalty against Rangers in the Scottish Cup shootout at Ibrox. That penalty alone earned him genuine goodwill among supporters. But consistency with the ball at his feet in open play was always the problem, and the loan was already looking unlikely to be made permanent long before this injury news. The striker situation at Celtic heading into the summer remains a real concern. This news only underlines how urgent the recruitment work needs to be. In other news, Martin O'Neill has addressed one of the most intriguing selection questions heading into the final weeks of the season, hinting strongly that Rio Hatate could yet play a role in the title run-in. Hatate has had a strange season in the second half. He was a regular starter under O'Neill earlier in the campaign and produced moments of real quality, including a brilliant contribution coming off the bench in the 2-2 draw with Rangers, where he single-handedly dragged Celtic back into the game. But since a 17-minute cameo against St Mirren on the 17th of April, he has not featured at all, not even from the bench. The reasons have not been made fully public, but with 3 games remaining and a title still to chase, O'Neill has opened the door on a potential return. He told the Herald, "Of course he could come in. I wouldn't rule anyone out from the viewpoint that they have been in these situations before. Rio has been in them and I wouldn't rule it out." That is a carefully worded answer. O'Neill is not guaranteeing Hatate minutes, but he is making it clear that the Japanese midfielder's experience of winning titles is something that could be called upon. In a run-in this tight, Having players who know how to handle the pressure of a title race is genuinely valuable. Whether Hatate gets back into the matchday squad today or in the games that follow, the door appears to be open. In other news, Liam Scales has opened up on his new Celtic contract, revealing the talks had been ongoing for a couple of months before he put pen to paper last month. It was a slightly surprising piece of business. Scales still had 2 years left on his previous deal, running until 2028, and there was no permanent manager in place at the time. But the club clearly wanted to tie him down, and Scales made it equally clear that Celtic is exactly where he wants to be. He told the Herald, "I love it here. I love living in Scotland. I love playing for the club. And the longer I can do that, the better for me. I'm really happy with it. It had been ongoing for a couple of months. I suppose I played a big part this season, and they wanted to show that they value me. I wanted to commit to the club because I would rather be here than anywhere else." It kind of worked for both parties. Scales is not a universally popular figure among the support, and the debate about his quality has been one of the running themes of this season. But the facts tell a different story about how the managers have viewed him. Brendan Rodgers, Wilfried Nancy, and Martin O'Neill have all kept him in their starting lineups when fit. He has seen off competition from Gustav Lagerbilke, Nike Naroki, Nat Phillips, and Austin Trusty during his time at the club. Whoever comes in as the next permanent manager will make their own judgment, but Scales has done more than enough this season to earn that new contract. Lastly, even Chris Sutton can barely believe Celtic are still in this title race, and the former striker has had to admit publicly that his predictions this season have been well wide of the mark. Sutton has been sceptical about Celtic's chances throughout the campaign, and to be fair to him, it was not an unreasonable position to take. The Hoops have lost 8 league games this season. No side has ever won the Scottish Premiership, having dropped points that many times. And yet, here we are, heading into the final weekend with the title still genuinely within reach. He told the Daily Record, "From Celtic's point of view, it's slightly ridiculous they are still in with a chance, yet they are in with a chance. There's no wriggle room left though. We know this Celtic side is a bit of a rabble, and Martin O'Neill is having to mend and make do." Harsh words, but not entirely wrong. This season has been a real mess for large stretches. Poor transfers, managerial chaos, inconsistent performances. The points have been dropped all over the place, and yet the title is still alive. Tonight, all eyes across Celtic Park will be on the early kickoff. Motherwell host Hearts at 8 p.m, and the Lanarkshire side already have a win over Rangers this season, so the belief they can take something from the league leaders will be real. If Hearts slip up tonight, the equation for Celtic tomorrow becomes even more electric. Win the derby, and the title race goes to the final day. The stage is set. That's all the latest Celtic news for today. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and drop a comment below with your thoughts. I'll see you in the next one. Hail, hail.